Hello there, beautiful souls. Welcome back into the beautiful genuine room. I'm your host Rachel. I'm your spiritual empowerment coach, and I'm so grateful that you've tuned back in. If you are a returning viewer, welcome. If you are a first timer clicking on this video, super grateful that you are here. Thank you. And yes, do support the channel by liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell icon. So it does help my algorithm, and this channel will benefit from it. So today I brought to you all a wonderful topic, and if you are interested to hear what this amazing topic is all about, stick around so we can talk more about it. Hey guys, welcome. And so I thought of making what is the manifestation signs, okay? And for me, typically I'm trying to put this on healing, but you can use it for anything. You can use it in manifestation. What your manifestation is, type in the comment down below. Use this free portal so that we can talk about, you can put it out there in the universe. What are you trying to manifest? Are you trying to manifest, yeah, let's just put it that way. What are you trying to manifest? Are you trying to manifest more healing, confidence? Are you trying to manifest a life partner? Are you trying to manifest more money? Are you trying to manifest a better version of you? Are you trying to manifest your higher power? What it is, comment down below. Let me know. I would love to hear about that, and I'm sure other people will benefit from it too. And guess what? You will benefit from it. Why? Because you are putting it out there in the universe, affirming what you're trying to manifest. So don't forget to put your comments down below. Let's start with your signs of your manifestation, and let's start with sign number one. So number one is that you're grieving. Oh my god, why why is the sign important? And I feel like the sign is so important because you're just grieving, you know. It's like purging of old energy. Now, I know if you were healing, this is very important because I've been grieving for the last whole week and it's just been tough. But on top of that, I'm also double grieving because I'm actually, comment if you resonate with this, but because I'm actually putting myself in a scenario that would trigger, not really trigger, but enhance my healing journey, okay? So I'm grieving, yes. But on top of that, I'm asking for that help, right? You don't just want to grieve. You have so much options. You know, there's free resources out there. Join those resources. There's so many people out there that you may think have it together but don't, right? And you may also think that other people are not going through it. Now, of course, you don't want to be around a person that's not empathetic or going to sympathize with your scenario. You want to be with, you know, around people, scenario, situations that will sympathize with you and what you're going through, and also empathize. So do that if you're grieving. But this is your first sign, and this is all out of order, so don't, you know, it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be in order here. But even when you are overcoming your old self, old state, you can grieve because it's you leaving a scenario that you're so familiar with, that you part of you loved it, right? So this is your manifestations, but this specifically goes out to healing. But I feel like no pain, no gain. And so what, you know, you don't just have pain with when you're going through things personally, but also when you're leaving a familiar place. That is painful, okay, to be in. It's a lot. So you're grieving. You can also cry, physical sensations here. You can feel all this pain, this hurt. It can also feel chaotic. The delusions, the illusion, all that stuff is going to come up. You may also get resentment feeling. Like I said, intense amount of lower energies come up to the surface. But that's part of it. It's nothing. And grieving is, I'm not saying it's good, but it is, you know. It's part of it, and you want it to come up, and you just have to go through it. And the only thing to kind of work with yourself when you're grieving is you have to sit with it. You have to surrender it. You have to deal with it. Number two we have here is you're walking or attracting scenarios. So what I mean by that is you're attracting scenarios to help yourself from where you were, your old self. You know, you have to go through work inner child work, just in general work to heal, okay? You can't just sit around and expect this healing or this new manifestation to pop up. You have to do the work. Whether it's a painful thing by letting something go, whether it's a painful thing by not doing what you used to do, that is painful. The nuances that people are not talking about is that that's not painful. It is painful, you changing from who you used to be or coming out of your comfort zone, that's a part of your manifestation of healing, part of your manifestation of whatever it is, XYZ, whether it's if you're trying to attract love or your partner, then changing your ways of how you used to be. If you identify as a codependent individual, like myself, or in general you had toxic patterns because of society, because of your brokenness. Everybody is freaking broken. There's no person on this planet is just perfect here. If you see a person that you idolize who is better, is because they've worked on themselves. Who is successful because they've worked on themselves. They didn't just get up and one day they're all that. Even a person who's inherited, right, their money, their wealth, or become this business person that you now know them to be, they put in the work. They didn't just walk into it like it was nothing for them. But yes, people can say that it was nothing. People assume like, oh, they just got it all together. No, behind the scenes they were putting in a lot of work, and I have been putting in a lot of work to help myself maintain where I'm at and to become better. It's not like I haven't gone through any pain. I've shared my testimony, and if you want to hear about that testimony, watch that next. It's going to come up on your screen. Just click on it and listen to it. There are people that have to go through and overcome and sit with and deal with their stuff, So you are going to be walking in scenarios, okay? You're going to be putting yourself in, attracting it actually. And when you attract it, you're attracted to that, So you're going to attract people to help you, to test you, to build, support you. It can be painful, right? Facing your anxiety is painful. Facing your CPTSD with those flashbacks are painful. Facing people taunting you even when you're doing the right thing is painful, because you know the prize. Facing a past memory is painful. These are painful things, but the more you have to go through it, the more you become better, the more you heal, and you just have to grow. Growing is not easy. Number 3 is you are breaking patterns. So you're breaking patterns, and patterns are something everyone should be a scientist here, but patterns are something that you recognize, and when you recognize patterns, you then become then you identify it, right, when you're doing something wrong. But the most graceful thing that you can do is recognize those patterns and take charge. Make those changes that you need to make. You don't just recognize patterns and just sit with it. And those are the people that particularly recognize it and they're not taking action to change their life. And it's not perfect. It's not a perfect road. Success is not a road of just easiness. But when you recognize those patterns, it takes time. I recognize particular patterns, and it takes me a while to make those changes for it to actually take fruition here. But the first thing is recognize those patterns. Do everything in your power to change it, to make it different, okay? Number 4, but I do want to also say, when you do recognize pattern, it can be difficult because, like I said, this world is dark. This world has chaotic scenarios, situations. There are other people who are there to try to distract you and pull you down, and that's what their goal is to do, to pull you down, to distract you, to not reach this ultimate state of what you are trying to become or be, okay? And so recognize the power of recognition. I love it because it gives you some sort of sense of empowerment, that you recognize something and you do the opposite, and learning to become the better version of yourself, whatever that is, right? And sometimes we can be confused when we're doing something such as, like, if you hypothetically thought being kind was people pleasing, then, you know, on your way you may have difficult moments of uncertainty, but you recognize those patterns, that's not being kind. You know, that's somebody here taking advantage of you. That is something here that somebody is playing with you. That is something here that you're playing yourself, because you're not being kind to yourself. You're not valuing yourself. And it's okay if you are going through that. It's okay. I empathize. I sympathize as well, because I come from a place that I had to grow and learn and develop and recognize and fight, you know, positions in my life that I've been unempowered. I had to deal with disempowerment from people around, you know, who took advantage of my kindness. But I will say, don't let that pain, you know, change you from being the same graceful, beautiful, unique being that you are. And I don't think you would if you resonate with being a chosen one, or you resonate with being big-hearted. I don't think you would. What I do think is you would stop attracting people to take advantage of you, okay? And the minute you recognize it, voicing that this is happening is important for you, because what will you lose? What will you lose is just losing the person doing that to you. And definitely we want that. We don't want to be around anybody that is trying to unnecessarily create drama, or, you know, like, we can pick up on that, okay? Number 3, so sorry, I'm on number 4, definitely. So that number 3 was breaking patterns. Number 4, you know what you deserve. I love this one, because you tend to know what you deserve. You deserve to be at a calmer place. You deserve to be kind to yourself. You deserve to be, you know, in self-love. You deserve to be better. You deserve to be have all these great, wonderful things. You deserve to make more money. You deserve these things. And so you recognize what you deserve. You deserve to have a partner that loves you equally. You know, it's not a one-sided thing. And I will say this, that many of the times, even when you were attracting, and I say this from experience, that when you were attracting people who were taking advantage of you, being kind, it's because you didn't know any better. Or even in relationships, when you chose people, scenarios that aren't putting in enough work here, or aren't healthy for you, is part of it is also our fault, right? Not really fault to be like in a shameful or guilty manner, but fault as in, well, you didn't know. You didn't know what it is to be in a healthy relationship. So you know what you deserve now, and the only way to make it, to heal, to grow, is to go through those uncomfortable feelings, scenarios, where is that you're going to at least work on attracting that what you deserve. Work on your attraction system, right? Your deep attraction system, that is your core self, that may be shattered or broken, and work on it. But I will say is, try to seek help that's out there, okay? And be honest. One of the great things that I learn all the time in my group therapy work is that I'm honest about where I'm at. If you're not honest about your scenario, you never change. You know, if you're gonna put on this fake cover of being real, or trying, some people fake try, not even try, and you can tell, because they just try. You can tell when someone's really struggling, and you can tell when someone's just trying to be better, trying to change. They just don't want to, and they won't be honest either. And then when you let them know that I see that you're not even trying, it irritates them, because they know that, okay? And the best you can do is, if if you can't change that, then you change what will work for you. You change those people. You change by getting rid of them, basically. Change those people. You change your scenario. You change what you're doing by dealing with that, right? Number 5 here, we have choose healthier, right? So you're choosing more healthier things. You're choosing to be more healthy. You want a relationship that will fulfill you. If this is for a relationship, your manifestation, then this can be for more money. You're choosing more healthy. For money, I would typically say that you're learning to not be a consumer, and you're learning to be more of a person that's taking control of your money. There's so many ways you can learn about how you can grow your wealth. And a lot of times, money is a physical manifestation, but the real root of wealth comes from your ways of how you multiply that money, what you do with it, how you grow it, how you take control of it, your education, okay? So you're choosing healthier, and obviously healthy really means that you're coming from a broke mindset probably, or you could be wasting your money on things that you shouldn't. It's okay where you are right now if it's not exactly where you need to be. But one thing I will say to choose healthier would be quit doing the things that you used to do that are not bringing you the results that you want to be, where you want to go, or what you're trying to attract in your real life as a physical manifestation. So choose healthy. If you know that you are in a state where you're attracting partners that are hurting you or not where you want it to be, then the best you can do is work on your healing, right? You may not replace that partner immediately with the one you ideally want, because it's going to happen automatically. So, but at least you're not dealing with unhealthy individual. At least you're not putting yourself in a scenario where you're hurting your own self. So do the least thing that you can do to change your scenario, okay? If you're trying to choose your health, like physically or whatever you're trying to do, then make those changes. Start small and keep doing on it. Atomic Habits is a great book that you can listen to frequently to help yourself, and it gives you these pointers of what success really looks like. And I don't know if you can see the back of my little canvas right here. I love this canvas because it's exactly what I really love, okay? It tells you the bottom of the iceberg is all these points. I don't know if you can really see it, right? So it's perseverance, it's late nights, it's what else? Hard work, it's discipline. It's all these little things that make up success, okay? People really think success is this idealized state. It's not putting yourself out there to change your scenario. It's being stuck. But choosing healthy comes with its price, and you have to put in the work. You have to ask for help. Asking the universe is ready to give you. It's already there when you ask the universe, like, I want this, I need help. But then universe gives you these downloads of what you need to do, how you need to take control of your scenario, right? Moving on. So choose healthy. Don't be stuck. Many people are so afraid of putting, so I'm still on number 5, by the way. So many people are so afraid of making those small changes. And I challenge you today to make that small change for this whole rest of the year. What is that small change that you made that gave you that confidence? Come back to this video and type your comment down below and share that with me, with yourself. It gives you that confidence that you made a choice that is healthy. It may not look to your old self that you made that choice, right? It may not be an immediate gratification, because that's what wealth really is. It's not immediate gratification. People really look at instant gratification as, oh my God, like it's that dopamine hit. But true gratification is when you accumulate and eventually get to where you want to go. And in the process, learning to be happy with those small changes that you're making. Do your regular things that you do to help yourself be pleased, and you know you're doing those things, and that is your anchor to your progress in your journey. So now we'll move on. Number 6, you prayed for it. You asked for help. So you prayed for what you wanted, whether you want a life partner, whether you want, I say this because obviously I want my life partner. and then you prayed for more money, you prayed for your scenario, you prayed for your situation, for healing, for being better, you prayed for materialistic wealth, you prayed for these things, right? And so you can't just pray and it's just not gonna come down. I've said this in my other video about a story about somebody being at an island, and because God, however you experience God, as everybody has their deep version of God and however they believe, but I love the story because it says this person was on the island and he was stuck, and he always believed, he's like firm believer of God, and knew wherever he was, God is going to help him. And I feel like I need to say this because it's true, and that's what people do. And so you're going to be, he wanted help, and there's like a big, I think he was drowning or something, and then he asked God, please help me, and God sent 3 different individual helps to help him, and he rejected all of them because he said, no, God will help me. And I want to emphasize here that God sends help through different ways, okay? God sends through people, through experiences, through giving you the strength to move forward, through putting yourself in scenarios, like he tells you what to do. And so basically asking for that help is the work that you'll have to put in to do what you need to do. And like I said, there are going to be redirections, there are going to be rejections, there are going to be times you're going to be frustrated, there are going to be times where it's going to be tough, there are going to be times where you're in a black hole, there are going to be times you feel like you're in a pit, there are going to be times where you can't see the next step. I could not see the next step yesterday, I just couldn't. But I knew, I knew that what was happening. And so I think this is going to be part of another point here, but just ask for help and take the next step and go after what you want. Be adamant about what you want. No, sometimes people are not changing their ways because they're not exactly defining, or they're not breaking free from point number 3, which is breaking your pattern. So they're not aware of their patterns, and that's why they haven't got the wisdom around to break it. Okay, so let's move on. Remember, you asked for help. Here is your answer. This could be a sign for manifestation as well. And your ultimate manifestation comes with different forms to ultimately get your manifestation. And so just go with it, whatever is happening. It's going to not look the prettiest version of as you get to your manifestation, but that should be an answer right there. Like, pain and the process of it is ugly sometimes, but remember, what you want should not drift or shift, but you doing everything in your power, and leave it to God. Let God be God. People forget that God is the ultimate person to help you, support you. So let God do his work and you do your work, right? Do your best and leave the rest to God. And let God be God, and you be this co-creator with him to create what you want. So now we are on number 7 here, guys. Number 7, you're afraid. And when you're afraid of failing. You're afraid of a healthy amount of fear is not bad. People really think fear is bad. It's not. Fear is a part of our emotions, and we should learn to honor it. Fear anchors us when we're doing something wrong. Fear tells us what we should not be doing. You know, a little form of anxiety too. These it's healthy. I would only say is when it keeps you stuck or keeps you in your comfort zone. That's not fear. That's just really major like blockage, where you're not even able to take charge or make that change or move forward. And then that's something you really want to check in, and you can the biggest tool is pray about your fear, or pray about your anxiety, pray about your mental health. You can pray if you know you're stuck, okay? You can pray to be unstuck. It's pray to me is like a raw form of affirmation to change what you're internally going through, okay? So you're afraid, right? You're afraid of where you used to be, and you don't want to be or go through that again. And that can be an indication that, you know, you won't go through that again. But it's okay to honor and recognize those feelings that may come up, and go with the flow, right? Go with the flow. If there is time that, now there's a fine line with being stuck and taking a break, because there's just so much intense emotions that is going through. So try to recognize the pattern so you're not being hard on yourself. I think people don't sit enough with themselves to recognize when they're really being stuck, when they're really not taking action, when they're really not, when they're just not recognizing that they can take a break today. You know, taking breaks are good. It's a form of paying back to yourself. It's a form of self-love, self-care. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself by taking those breaks that you need, even from the work that you're doing to put in your healing work. Take those breaks. If you can't make it somewhere someday, and that's okay, and recognize that you are doing the work otherwise. Number 8 we have here is the unfamiliarity. And the unfamiliarity is basically uncertainty, a place that doesn't look familiar to what you used to do. And one thing I will say about unfamiliarity is that it gives you this energetic feel of not being okay with where you are, okay, or what you do, or what you see your life to be at, or your environment to be at. If things before were okay, I think you get this new upgraded vibe or feeling that, you know, it doesn't work anymore with this new ascension of yours. So that feeling happens on a double-sided page. I would say that it also, if you're on an unfamiliar road as of right now, comment down below and let me know that you'll feel like, oh my god, what's happening? You know, you may just grieve as well, because that was happening with me yesterday. So you're grieving while you're in an unfamiliar scenario, because your mind is like, oh, it's better to be in a familiar state. But at the same time, it also gives you energy to keep moving forward, and it also gives you energy to recognize that this is not, this comfort zone place is no more working for this manifestation to arrive, for this manifestation that you want, that you are trying to achieve, what you're trying to see in your life. This familiar space is no longer working for that, and it's going to push you to make that change. It's going to cause you to become unfamiliar with what you were going through, and also become unfamiliar with being on your way to this new certainty, okay? So remember that this could be a very huge sign for a lot of you as of right now. And remember, if you feel like you can't see the road ahead, oh, such a great major sign here, go with it, okay? Go with it, because this can be a major ascension in your manifestation, which means that your old self can no longer work with what it is. So if you are hypothetically started a new business, and you may have started, it's working, and you can't see clients, or you can't see what you're trying to do, you've put yourself out there, things are pretty slow. This is normal to go through. It's just part of what's not familiar. It's just part of you trusting the process. It's just part of you learning that this new state, okay? If you are waking up from codependency behaviors, or if you are trying to heal so you can attract great things in your life, whether it's life partner, whether it's more love, whether it's more self-love, whether it's waking up from toxic patterns, then it can be painful. You will grieve, and you will I'm just smiling because I feel that, and that's why, and I've experienced that. I was experiencing that as well, so that's why and you will grieve, but it's all part of what you have to do. My chosen ones know this. Type in the comment down below and let me know, I am a chosen one. Just type, I am a chosen one. And it's just something that you have to go through, and what you don't have to go through, right? As per what I just said, which is what you deserve, which is point number 4. So what you should be doing, what you shouldn't, especially if you've really ascended a lot already on your healing journey. Number 9, we have number 9, awareness of what's happening. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but I will go into it because I feel like I want to share my thoughts on that. Awareness of what you're going through can be a manifestation in a few ways. One is that you know that this is part of your manifestation. This is part of what you just have to go through. And if you've gone through various manifestations before, right, then the state feels a little familiar of this pain, this grief, this waking up to this new place, this new space of who you are, this truest version and identity of what you're meant to be. And then also the awareness of what's happening, okay? So just in general, awareness of where you need to be, awareness of what's happening, and awareness of how this is going on. This can be a great anchor for you, as things can be really unfamiliar, as I said in point number 8. The awareness can really ground you and support you, to help you recognize, I know exactly why this is happening. I know this is part of my recovery. I know why I'm doing this, and you may choose sometimes to do things that may feel uncomfortable, but you have to do those uncomfortable things. No pain, no gain. Oh my God, this is the highlight for 2024. No pain, no freaking gain. You won't be able to get any gain if you don't go through that pain. And sometimes that pain can be doubled, right? You're already going through a pain, and then somebody else comes give you double pain. It can be tough, and or you may have a memory that might bring you to, but I feel like memories also sometimes are well needed, because it reminds you where you used to be. It also reminds you of something that is coming up as a purge, so you can deal with, okay? Number 10 I have here is you're not getting triggered. So one of the major biggest sign on your way to your manifestation, or if you're healing, is that you're not getting triggered anymore. Okay, your mind may play tricks on you. Our overactive mind can play tricks on us, and that's what its job is, because it wants to keep you safe. So it wants to keep you safe. It also is playing tricks on you, because that's what its mind does. So if you've trained your mind to be in a comfort zone, then your mind will just definitely help you. But if you train your subconscious mind to just want this manifestation, whatever this manifestation is, okay, I've already offered it to you all to put your comments down below. So whatever it is, if you've trained your mind to experience what you want, then you will have to go through a uncomfortable scenario, okay? But in the process, part of not being triggered is if you've already overcome what you used to be triggered by, and part of the scenario is that you're not being triggered because you are familiar with what is happening, okay? You know that you've asked for it, and now you're being faced with challenges, so that can be a good reinforcer for you to keep at what you're doing, because this is going to get you to the other side. You know, your brain can fairly do a very good, easy trick on you by saying, oh, don't do this, you know. And if you know that you are the type of person that absorb a lot of emotions, or, you know, sometimes you can take criticism a little bit easier, a little bit more than you need to, if you're trying to create a thick skin for yourself, then, you know, slowly and steadily working towards those triggers, but not letting your mind take control of you, right? You want to make sure that you are keeping at it. Things can be very uncomfortable, but learning to create a habit of not being triggered will support you, and you're not being triggered by what you used to be triggered, right? Whether it's heartbreaks, whether it's pain, whether it's overcoming those wounds of yours, okay? So that's a really great sign for you. Number 11 is the loss, but it's really not the least here. Number 11 is the strength, okay? So this is such a beautiful sign. It's a strength to keep at what you're doing. If nobody has told you today, I want to tell you that I'm so proud of you, and keep doing what you're doing, what you're meant to do, what you're supposed to do. Be your own cheerleader that you're supposed to. People don't know what you're supposed, where you're supposed to be. God knows, your higher self knows, and you yourself knows where you're trying to go. So push yourself to the max as much as you can. Fall if you have to. Get up again if you have to. And pray for that strength. The biggest thing that I will say that helps everyone and will help everyone is if you just pray for the strength to keep going. That's the most. If you keep going, you're practically winning than a lot of other people. Keep going. Pray for the strength to ignore people that typically are here to distract you, or don't want the best for you, or won't ever, and it's not even their place to want the best for you to begin with, but they're here intentionally to distract you, to you know, not support you. But your main focus is to stay supported, right? And you have to fight for your support. You have to fight for that strength. You have to work to build this strength up so you can keep moving forward. And when you find yourself, another sign, the last sign, the deepest sign here is when you find yourself getting that strength to keep moving forward, know that the universe is right there with you, bestowing their strength on you so that you can keep moving on this path of achieving your manifestation. Okay, I'm so happy for you. These are your 11 signs demonstrating, letting you know, if you were asking for a sign, where is your manifestation? If it's happening, it's not happening, what's going on? Oh my God, I want this is happening. That's exactly why, because you are on your way to your manifestation. You could be even at a breakthrough of your manifestation. And one of your breakthrough is when things actually feel, maybe I should make another video of that, but when it's the opposite of all of this, right? So recognize that you could be on the verge of a breakthrough. Recognize that all these points going into your manifestation, it's not limited to any kind of manifestation. It's just what goes into any and every manifestation, okay? So that was it. I really hope this video was able to provide some fruit, bear some fruit in your life at this time, to encourage you on this amazing journey that you are, to become the best version of yourself and achieve and receive all the beautiful things that you truly deserve, right? If you like what I do, like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I post something new. Do support this channel by also sending your donations to the thanks button below. Do support by visiting other charitable causes that I do sponsor on here. Do support by becoming a member of this channel. And like always, guys, if you have hit the bell icon, I will see you again very soon with another inspiring video so you can become the best version of yourself. Take care and God bless.